Okay, I'm going to clear coat this glass to give it some protection. And I got this UV resistant Krylon clear acrylic coating stuff. And I wasn't sure, let's see, how this would react with the glue and paint and everything. So I did put some sample stuff on a glass jar and sprayed it with that, and it does just fine. It is for artwork, so I figured it'd be okay, but I thought rather than mess up the entire thing, I would go ahead and test some first. So I'm just going to go ahead and spray this and seal it. And I do have the garage door open because this stuff's pretty fumy. Okay, I'll let that dry for a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and give it another coating. Okay, now I'm starting on our second set of shelves, and I've already drilled the pocket holes in this. So let's see if I can get some glue. Put some on here. And I did go ahead and get the correct bit for my screws, so I'm good to go now. So what I'm going to do with all these and stuff is I'm going to paint these boards green so they will match the door, and that way you won't notice them so much. I did go ahead and cut boards to go in the middle here for a little extra support. Not that I necessarily think that I'll need it or anything, but I thought, well, that way you don't have to worry about the middle of the shelf warping or anything. So, there we go. I might have a little touch-up I need to do on these. But, there's our shelves, and it's like I said, this section back here will actually be attached to the door. And then I will drill holes in the front corners here for the threaded rods to go through to support the front of the doors. And all these back pieces and the skirt or apron or whatever you want to call it on the other door will be painted that green color. So anyway, I'm going to finish up and put the other brace under the middle of that other door, and then we'll be back, and I'm going to make the frame for the glass light box, and I'll show you how that's done. Well, I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. I bought some white wainscoting and cut it to fit over the back of this glass. So I just went ahead and screwed it in with 4 screws in case I ever need to take it off in case anything happens to that light cord. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and take that off that stand and set it up and plug it in and see what so you can see what it looks like in the dark. Alright, here's what this looks like lit up. And it's still a little bit light outside, so anyway, the lights are plugged in and I've got the wainscoting on the back to reflect the light back in. So anyway, I got still have to attach the shelves and the legs and all that stuff, but it'll be done and then I'll show you that part.
Right now, all I've done are things I've never done. There are people coming right now to hurt this place, and I'm standing here ready to. I tried. We got lucky. Finding Maggie. Rick. It could have been different, was it, for me?
Okay, I have that all completely done. Now I just have to take it in the house and level it up and screw the shelves into place. So I think probably the next time you see this, and I didn't film, but you saw me drilling the holes into the legs and everything, and I did go ahead and mount those. So basically I just drilled a hole into each one of these boards and put the threaded rods up through there, and then screwed it into the leg part where I had made the threads. So, like I said, I just take it into the house and put it all together and make sure each one of those shelves are level, and I think we're done. Okay, I bought these hooks at Walmart to hang my jars on, and they're real slick and shiny, so I'm going to paint them a different color. So I've got a buffing pad here just to knock the gloss off. best way to paint these screws. I've got a board here. I'm just gonna screw them in real light. What I'm going to use these for is I actually have mason jars, and I put bales, like handles, on the mason jars to hang them, and the coffee beans will actually go in there. Alright. I really like the looks of that paint. So anyway, I'll just go ahead and let those dry, and I'll probably, it won't be tomorrow, it'll probably be Wednesday because I've got a concert to go to tomorrow. So anyway, there's the screws. So yeah, I do like the looks of that paint. I think that'll work out just fine. Alright. Okay, finally got the door all done. And I got my coffee bean jars installed. There's the hooks that we painted. And then I got the jars with the labels on there, hanging. An old coffee grinder that I redid. And we also have the power cord installed underneath, so that is all done now. One last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get an on-off switch to plug into that power cord so I can actually turn that stained glass off and on without having to turn the power strip off. But other than that, we're done. I do think I'm going to try to get some like decorative jars for like the Coffee Mate or sugar or something like that. But this old coffee grinder I redid, it was in really sad shape. I had to take it completely apart. And I actually found out who the maker is and actually got this off the internet and printed it off because the label was missing. The box was missing, so I had to make a new box on that. It's not the same wood. I think this is probably, looks to me like it's walnut or mahogany or something like that. It's pretty dark wood. But that's not the type of knob that would have been with it. It would have been a wooden knob. But I could not find a wooden knob small enough to fit that. So I thought, well, I'm just going to put that on there. And if I happen to run across a small wooden knob, then I'll probably replace that. And it actually does work. I actually have ground coffee with it. I did take it completely apart and cleaned up all the gears with a Dremel tool. And that was a nightmare. And then putting it back together was not exactly fun either. But this I spray painted. I don't know if you can tell or not. I spray painted it black and then went over with this antique copper buffing wax to highlight the decorative part on that. But, crazy dog. All in all, I'm real happy with the way this turned out. So anyway, I know this has been a real long project, and I've ran it over several videos. But anyway, so thanks for watching.